Hello, ladies, gents, and witnesses of my demise. We return to Spelunky speedruns forever that will never end until the end of time, etc., etc., that I will no doubt drive you insane with. Continue on speedrunning this game. Nothing weird or exciting about it. Just run-of-the-mill speedrunning with no weird differences in any capacity. We just go into the game and we try to any percent this bitch until basically the 30-minute timer runs out after I have died 30 times in the dwellings and nothing has been accomplished. And that is just the way that I conduct myself until I basically run out of the will to live. I don't accept the way that this entire run happened to go. So I'm not going to keep going at it. This 1-1, not the greatest 1-1 that has ever been conceived. So just to restart and try again. No resentment. It's just the way that we play 1-1 now. It's like, oh, I got a bad one. All right, I'll restart. There's no need to be throwing salt. There's no need to be calling Derek's name and saying change plus. You gotta just take it. Roll with them Derek punches. And he so thoroughly puts his fist, rams it into your gut, and chuckles as you double over and barf out all of your entrails. Because that's the Derek U way to laugh at suffering. That is how he conducts himself. That is the kind of person that he is. That is why he designed this game. And we all partake in that particular character trait of his. We are all guilty of indulging it. The fact that the man is a sadist is well known. We all suffer from it. And it's just the price that we pay for the good parts of Spelunky 2. It's just, oh yeah, how it is. Okay. I thought I was clear, but I was not clear at all. I'm hoping. Why? I was like, I could just run through this, right? I can just simply run through this gap, no problem. Not a big deal. I think I picked the wrong way to go. We put a couple bumps here. That should do the trick. Oops, I appeared to have walked into them. My mistake. My bad. Oh, man. Could I actually use that hamster? What? Had a real hard time. If you haven't watched the Vampire Survivors episode that I put out, give it a chance. You'll see. Go to my channel. You probably didn't even see it in your recommended. Check out that Vampire Survivors run that I posted. Just give it a chance. See if you can watch 5 minutes and then leave. You're almost guaranteed to watch that a little bit and not be able to turn it off. Because you want to continue being supplied with enormous amounts of dopamine. So you just keep at it, keep watching. Look at the things that are happening. Yell at me for my mistakes. Makes you want to play it yourself. Never-ending streamer circle. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ha! See, I can learn. I can manipulate the guy. It still drives me nuts, though. I still want him deleted. But I actually manipulate him pretty decently. Not feeling too bad about it. Getting second time to Volcana. 4-minute mark. Shoop, shoop, yoop, yoop, yoop. You thought I was dead, but I wasn't. Okay. Nice. That was all exactly as planned. Pleased me a great deal. Okay. Let's say that was less. Oh. There you go. Less than optimal, but it ended up happening. Clunk. Tenderizing the meat. Don't even feel bad. Anyway, if you still don't feel inclined to watch that Vampire Survivors episode, it's still very much in my mind, so I'll tell you about it again. The fact that I was horrendously sick over the weekend, and it's really all that's capturing my brain right now. Everything in my head, it just keeps harkening back to those moments, those hours upon hours on end of suffering that I am so not used to. I won't retread the exact descriptions that I did in that video. I'll just tell you that, yeah, I was horrendously sick in the stomach. Oh, wow, I almost run straight into this. Oof! I thought that I wouldn't make it, but I did. Horrendously sick, barfed for a night, diarrhea for the whole morning. Yeah, that was the way it was. And then it was over the next day. So, you know, it wasn't long and protracted, but man, was it awful. It was perhaps the sickest I've ever been in my life. Saved? No, not saved by the claws. I was like, maybe the claws will get me out of this mess. They did not get me out of the mess. I think I picked the entirely wrong path. Yep. Tough times. I don't think this is the right path either. Sort of is. Kind of is, but another 1-1 that's just cursed. So just pass on it, move on with your life. Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, it's about the sickest I have ever been. There was one other instance in my life where I've been similarly sick, but not as close, not as bad. Oh, that was a weird jump off that live skeleton. I don't know how the hell that behavior happened. But as it was happening, man, it just made me consider, it's like, is this how people turn to suicide? People turn to killing themselves when they're in permanent pain. It gives you a tiny window because you start imagining, it's like, why? When you're in the moment, it's like, you have no guarantee that this stuff is gonna go away, you know? It could be that you're just gonna be this sick forever. Explosion! And it just start considering, it's like, what will be the threshold of me being sick, this sick, and just wanting to end it at any cost, whatever. And I don't think I could go, I don't know, 2 weeks. I would want to end it all at the 2-week mark. No even memeing. Oh, that's not a good bomb. That's not even leading anywhere. Anywhere good? You piece of trash. Cool looking ropes. Good looking ropes. I like them. So it's like, it gives you a window into people that are just bedridden and in constant pain, and the horrible ordeal that is just existing in that state. And it baffles me how people, the entire concept of euthanasia has always been such a no-brainer for me. Because I remember this was the, you know, the high school level debate that I had, but I'm still with it. I still agree with my stance then, which was my reasoning that you have the right to live. You don't have the obligation to live. And if you want to die and you cannot make it happen, somebody should be authorized to make it happen for you. It's a question of self-governance, of being able to say, yeah, I don't want this anymore. I don't want it over, but I can't make it happen. So please make it happen for me. You should be able to sign off your rights. Of course, there's the question of, well, what if somebody tricks a person into signing off their rights when they're not of sound mind. There has to be some kind of way to... some kind of way to stop that. Unsure? But that concern should not prevent the ability of someone to just end their own freaking suffering if they so choose. And that is my stance. You may disagree with it, you'll be wrong. On religious terms, you can disagree with that, and we will just simply have to disagree. On moral terms, I just find it difficult to conceive of an argument that can trump the fact that, you know, you should have the right. You should have the right. I just jump into, I had the right to throw myself onto spiky corals, and I took it. The right to suicide, man. It's just, it just feels so fundamental to me. To be able to be free of this mortal coil and all the suffering that comes with it, if you so desire. I don't think I would ever choose it unless I were in such a horrendous dire strait. But I can understand why people go for it. And I wouldn't dream to stop them from doing it. Anyway, things got way too heavy. One of the big controversial topics of the world. Freaking self-termination. But it's the kind of thoughts that this sickness invited. It was so bad. It was so awful. Once it transitioned to diarrhea, it wasn't nearly like that. You know, you just get through it because it wasn't even painful. It was just a constant bother. Let's just put it that way. What is happening right now? Please just end my suffering. That was the stupidest way I could have tackled the entire situation, and is the way that it happened. At least we're getting out of the dwellings fairly consistently. Feeling pretty good about that. There's always a threat. You know what? Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I haven't been murdering this son of a bitch. Been cooling it with the shopkeeper aggression, and it really shows. The success rate goes up so significantly when you don't resort to violence. When you don't wake up and choose violence, the shopkeepers don't actually stop you from getting places. Go figure. Get wrecked. Oh, come on, you piece of trash. The thing about doing that is then you kind of lose time by not throwing the first bomb. Yeah. Okay, the arrow was already triggered. Let's get rid of these shotgun. I don't need no shotgun for nothing. I am a greedy scumbag. I'm going to go grab those sweet crates. I deserve none of the things that happened. Ah, teleporter could have maybe gone for it, but come on. I'm already in Volcana. Am I going to be a fool? Yeah. I'm following the arrow. I had the bombs to go to the bottom. Maybe I should have done that. Go for that sweet Hundun run that I haven't actually ever accomplished in any official capacity. Oh my goodness, what a nightmare. Did not handle the imp correctly. That was terrible. That diarrhea, man. It just made me... It was sometimes... There's levels of diarrhea. Level 0 is the surprise diarrhea. You do your business normally. You know, you're minding your business. You suddenly feel the urge. You go, oh, what the hell? This is liquidy and all over the place. Damn. When did this happen? I hope it's a one-time only thing. Level 0 diarrhea. Level 1 diarrhea. You know it's there. And you go and dispose of it. And it's an ordeal, but it's a one-time thing. You take care of it, and it's over. Level 2 diarrhea starts to get a little more serious. You know that it's knocking at the door, and it ain't a one-time thing. Oh, well. He just kept walking. I thought he would turn around. Yeah, it turns out that maybe the success rate is tightly paired with shopkeeper violence. Who could have thought? Who could have thought? Maybe it's time to change the way I do things around here, huh? Maybe just embrace the fact that they are just business people trying to make a living. Just give them wide berth. We can all have a goal of our own. Why am I bombing this? I can't help myself. I can't help myself. He has such great things. Ow. I thought I had time to throw him. Mistake. I was just greedy there. I was like, I can grab this stuff and dispose of him. No, you're supposed to dispose of him, then grab the stuff. You moron. Alrighty. Now, 1-1. That's the kind of 1-1 I'm looking for. That was a beautiful, excellent stuff. Level 3 diarrhea. Huh. It's a diarrhea that is constantly there. It takes all day to get rid of. But you can actually hold it. I had level 4 diarrhea. Level 4 diarrhea is you're minding your own business, and suddenly you feel a subtle urge to fart. If you don't instantly get up, find the bathroom, and squat on that toilet like it's a Japanese corner toilet, and just let it rip, you will have a shit stain running down your leg. That's the kind of horrendous nightmare that I was subjected to yesterday. It was horrible and humiliating, and I hated it. And it lasted maybe 8 hours until I took this thing called Imodium. Please, 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 please. I must leave. I must find freedom. This is a nightmare. And then I had to go one more time, and that was it. Thing just cut it off so damn reliably. Imodium. 100% recommended, baby. It works. I mean, I don't know what the process would have been without taking it. Maybe I was done anyway, right? That's the thing with medication. It's like, did it work, or was it the problem solving itself already? Well, either way, the problem is solved, so I'm going to just be happy that it is and move on with my life. To Olmec, sweet deal. And then after that, it was just sleeping my day away, man. I have never slept for so long. Just off and on, just prostrating in the couch, not even listening to anything on the TV. Nothing. Just a little bit of relaxing sound of rain. I've always been partial to, please get me down there, to white noise to get me to sleep all my life. Woo! It really helps me out. Okay, do we have an exit at some point? That would be great. There it is. There you go. Major Stupid makes it happen. Man, all these damn blocks, they're so infuriating. What you gambling for? Absolute trash garbage. Alright, well, I'm bombing. What a cursed tide pool. Very tortuous path. Look at that, 25 seconds. Could that have gone any faster? I don't know. I'm bombing here because the other path has a disgusting lobster man. And I hate him. I think I can maybe... Often, this is a shortcut. I'm going to take it. You know, a shortcut to the exit. What? Excuse me? What? Every episode, there's a fantastic death, isn't there? You saw the process. You saw what just happened. I whipped the damn thing. It did not go off. Fine, I accept that. But then I whipped it while not standing on it. It went off and it munched my life. So please explain. Please explain. Kansas. Why not Arkansas? Huh? Please explain. What is Arkansas? Freaking stupid America. Can't freaking believe this nonsense. Let's get that Ujjarai. This is it. This is the Hundun. This is the Hundun run. It's gonna happen. Gonna take it a little bit easier. How about that? Let's, instead of making a speed run, we're going to make a fast run. It's going to be a lot more relaxed. One of these days, these sons of bitches are going to sell a jetpack, and that'll be the day. That'll be the day. I'll slow down a little bit. We'll go to Hundun. Trigger. Yeah. And we'll be ready. Yeah, that was my terrible ordeal. I hope that you appreciate my telling. The hell? Is it supposed to rope down there? What kind of nonsense gap was that? One health, huh? One health, huh? It's alright, Mole Man is going to save me. Piece of trash. Come on. Come on, you scumlord. Hey! I assume he's dead. Oh yeah, baby. Why do I go and grab the gem? It's so weird. It's so strange that I've been so conditioned. I mean, I actually have the money for that, but I mean, it's too late now. I should have definitely bought those. That was very close. Yeah, I have the Ujjarai. We can go all the way to Vlad. I'm going to assume this is not the level to do it, though. It wasn't. Sweet. Hey. Do we dare? We dare. We... No! I love to ride the chain. Let's say it doesn't have a high success rate. I regret nothing, though. I regret nothing at all. Again, just going on my way to get that sweet ingot. I mean, it does enable me to ignore the spring shoes that I would rather buy, right? It does enable me to do that. Man, there could have been something good in there. Whenever there's a... Nope, it's not the way you do that. You piece of trash. Let's just go. Let's just go. I do hear the beating of drums. The beating of drums. Been reading the Farseer trilogy. Man, does the third volume completely... Like, this is such a niche bit of discussion here. Let me tell you about the Farseer trilogy. Starts in Assassin's Apprentice. A very riveting story. I won't say riveting. A very interesting story about a bastard boy, bastard son of the king-in-waiting prince. I don't have this thing to make it happen, so never mind. King-in-waiting prince, bastard son, shows up at the keep as a little boy, and the book is all about how they teach this boy to be an assassin, a secret assassin in service of the king, as the bastard son of the king-in-waiting. It's all, you know, very intrigue, lots of convoluted plot and stuff. Not really convoluted plot, my bad, that's not the truth. Just really interesting, you know, his life and what he was like, and very, very well written, very interesting. There's something about it. I was taken with this book, and I couldn't point out what was it about it that hooked me so early. Something about the story of this boy. It just makes you want to keep reading about it. And I still can't really finger it. Much like I couldn't finger Vanessa in a prom. I just can't put my finger on why was I so promptly hooked? And why did I care so much about what happened to this boy and all the relationships that he forged? It's weird. But it was very successful at that. The second book in the trilogy, he becomes a teenager. It's just as good. I would say it's definitely great. The intrigue amps up and... oh no! The suffering that he goes through, it goes up by a lot. Because, you know, he's more of an adult, so he gets to suffer through more adult things. And it's pretty harrowing, but it's still really good. The third book, the book that I'm reading, the entirety of the first two books, it's all set at Buckkeep. You know, like a little citadel, castle kind of place on the coast of Buck. It's all set there. It has a ton of different characters making the cast. The third book just completely dumps it in the trash and takes the protagonist on a long ass quest to go find the king that he's actually loyal to. And it's so much longer, and the plot is so much different to anything else that came before. Like, I'm still invested, but I don't know how much I'm invested because the book is good. What? That was too far to begin with, I guess. I don't know how much I'm invested because the book itself is good, and how much I'm invested because of the build-up that I had already. I guess I had to do that, right? From the series. Because there are so many sections when it's just plotting, man. Please. Plotting the P-O... Just stop. P-O-P-L-O-D-D-I-N-G. Plotting. It is excruciating sometimes. The lengths. There are two things that put me off. How thoroughly his torment is described. How much of it. There's a ton of it, and it is thoroughly described. It's like the writer just loved to torture this character. It kind of gets kind of sadistic. You know, you gotta put your characters through the ringer to make an interesting story, adventure story like that happen. But there is suffering, for the sake of plot, and there's plot for the sake of suffering. I feel like Assassin's Quest, which is the third book, you kind of reverse that. It's like you're just creating this plot just so you can make this poor guy suffer. Feels like you hate him. Well, I don't even need you, mole man. Ow. You piece of trash. I was so full of myself. Thinking that I had my teleporter. I don't need nothing. It's a cursed 1-1. No thanks. Yep. Look at that. Sticky bombs. Do I even want them? Do I even want to keep up this 1-1 that has been 15 seconds in the making? I guess I'll keep at it. I'll keep at it. It's all good. There's some good things, but I'm gonna pass on them. And another thing that has put me off is how needlessly long this journey is. Especially coming from two books that were all set in one place. He did go on adventure in a couple other places, but it all came back to, you know, the hub, the home area where all the intrigue and all the characters were based at. And, you know, that was what the book was good for. All the relationships and all the dynamics between characters and all that stuff. That's right, I forgot. I wanted to maybe pick it up and throw it. The dynamics between all those characters. And it feels like the third book, it did away with all that, and all it gives you are these weird flashes of his magic. The guy is he has magics, and he can see glimpses of people that are distant. So it gives you little like flashbacks, but are in the present, of the other characters in the that you have grown to really appreciate. So it kind of blue balls you constantly with scenes of the characters that you would much rather be learning about, as opposed to this protagonist whom, you know, he was a boy to start, so he made lots of mistakes, and he was endearing. He was a boy. Of course he's gonna make mistakes. Now he's like a 20-year-old something, or a 18-year-old. Like, he's been through some shit. He should know better, but he's still making a ton of mistakes all the time, and it's just tiresome. And it's not just that he makes mistakes and oopsie, like he makes a mistake and he gets tortured for 20 pages as a result. You know, by the fourth time that he gets captured and put through some kind of horrendous ordeal, it kind of starts getting a little old. So this book could have been easily half the length. I am a 50% mark. And easily this book could have been half the length of what I've read so far. It's weird. It's like, this is the stuff, and it, you know, this is a very big classic. I'm putting down criticizing a well-beloved series. I was looking at reviews and like, everybody seems to love this entry too, but it's like, yeah, I like it. Definitely not on the level of the other two, of my level of enjoyment. Uh-oh. I'm in 32 minutes. We accomplished absolutely nothing. All right. You know what we accomplished? We talked about my diarrhea, and we talked about the book that I've been reading. Isn't that something that really captures your attention? That's what you're here for. That's really the aim of these. Like, jokes aside, my first aim when recording these Spelunky speedrun episodes. Jetpack? Jetpack? No jetpack. Huh? I'm going to grab this teleporter and make it happen. No! Mistake. Made it real happen. Okay. This is it. The last run. I said that I'll be strict and I'm gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But the aim for these is to make like a, you know, Northern Lion Isaac episode kind of dynamic where the gameplay, it's there for you to enjoy, and I will care about it. It's not the primary reason I am doing Spelunky. It's just one of the, you know, the same way that I would do daily challenges. Oh, that was triggered. The same way I would do daily challenges in Spelunky HD. I wasn't there to make, oh, let's break my daily challenge record. Sure, I would like to, but I was there to shoot the shit primarily, right? And the daily challenge score was a secondary thing. Mistake? I don't think this is the way. This was the way. What a nightmare of a level, but hey, we made it to Mole Man, so it's all good. Good old Mole Man. So, you know, even when I accomplish barely anything where gameplay is concerned, I'm still fine with it. Another thing. Oh, this is a mistake too. He's not gonna roll. And now he's rolling that way. You know what? Fine, Mole Man. Fine. You want to play this way? You're going to hopefully make it to that gap. You did not make it to the gap. I hate you. I hate you with such great intensity. This is what I should have done to begin with. There you are. There goes the bomb. I should do it. Kind of have to stay away all the time because so often I trigger him. He gets triggered! And I get boned by my own silliness. 2 ropes, huh? I'm just gonna grab all this stuff. Don't mind if I do. I know that we had a little bit of an epiphany where... Oh! I thought we were at the exit. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. I must be strict. I am always so tempted to just keep going. Must be strict. Link to the characters in the description. I'm gonna be using a different character every run until I run out of characters to download, until the good ones are out, and then I'll just cycle through them however I feel I like it. Hopefully you enjoy that as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, I will continue talking nonsense into the microphone.